Back then, Kathy had no choice but to watch. She watched as her mother, her father, everyone was slaughtered. One by one, the Krug attacked and killed them all. Manchester Black tried to warn them that the Krug were lying. Now, Black approaches the young girl and places a hand on her shoulder to comfort her. Ouch! Sorry you had to watch that, love. Wish I could have saved them too. It breaks me ever-loving heart to see doves cry. Peaceful solutions always sound nice, but real truth and justice, they're one fang to claw. No room for hesitation. Black is black, white is white. Please, can you help us? Kathy begs. Tears are rolling down her cheeks. All you had to do was ask, love. The crew commander makes a video call to whoever is still alive, stating that his boarding party and ship have been decimated. It is these people and Manchester Black that violate the very rules of peace that they have preached for over a millennia. Manchester Black strikes a match to light his cigarette. He looks around to the scared and dying aliens. Mr. Cobbs, Kathy, Martinez, the mayor, the sheriff, Candace, all of them in their natural alien forms. All of them silently pleading for direction. Switch that crock cow off, he tells them. War tribunals? Rubbish. Real justice is simple. Mr. Cobbs asks Manchester to do whatever he can to help. They have nothing left now. Their planet is scorched in war. Kathy is all he has left. He will do anything Manchester says to not live in fear anymore. At the moment, their engines are failing. Atmospheric levels are diminishing rapidly. The quantum rift is collapsing around them. The aliens cannot lose the ship and what's left of their crew. Black says he can help them, so he needs to help now. Manchester smirks and points his finger at the nearest Krug warrior. He then flicks his finger back as if he were firing a weapon, and the Krug is shot. Blood flies from its mouth as it squirms and dies on the floor. Cheers, mate. You all got yourselves a shepherd. Right now, you're like newborn lambs, all soft and wobbly like, stepping into the cold, dark world. But I'll teach you how to grow fangs. I'll teach you to protect what's yours. I'll teach you how to kill the wolves and be elite among men. In the present, Mr. Cobbs arrives on the outskirts of town where there is now a pile of monstrous creatures, all dead, each one killed more brutal than the last. Death is everywhere, he says disapprovingly. The other aliens tell Cobbs that is his fear talking. They only did what Black taught them, and they do it again. But Cobbs and Kathy have both served faithfully as advisors. The aliens cannot have them reverting to weakened mindsets. Mayor Goodman tells Mr. Cobbs to remember everyone has their orders. Manchester Black will deal with security. They must be mindful of theirs. The boy. Mr. Cobbs snaps back. Don't lecture me on security, Goodman. First Krug, then Frankenstein, his bride. Batman, Robin, and now these Rift Squids invade our peaceful town. How are any of us any safer? I demand to talk to Black right now. Out of the question, the mayor tells him. Perhaps a conversation should be had, but not with you. Elsewhere, Clark, as Superman, delivers Lois to a nearby hospital before returning to his street clothes to wait by her side until she wakes up. Outside the room, doctors and nurses are scrambling. There have been reports of multiple structure collapses due to seismic tremors. Tremors? Clark wonders aloud. Here in Hamilton? How can they not see the truth? They're just seeing what someone else wanted them to. Like us. Lois, you're awake. The doctor said, I tried to get a signal to the JLA, Clark. The super elite. They know everything. The two have a short conversation. All Lois really wants to know right now is that John is safe. Unfortunately, Clark hasn't left her side, so he doesn't have any leads. He honestly doesn't even know if he can trust his own judgment at this point. Don't do this to yourself, Clark. I trust you. I have trust in our family, in the life we have together. Most of all, I trust that you'll always do the right thing, even if it kills you, because that's the man I married. Now, get up, Clark Kent. We need Superman. Superman's hunt brings him to Mr. Cobbs's farmhouse. He rips the structure up from the ground, and it reveals a number of hidden tunnels like mechanized roots growing from under Cobbs's farm. He reasons there must be an entire network under Hamilton leading back to the central complex in Dead Man's Swamp. The only way to know for sure is to follow them down. But suddenly, his son arrives. Dad? He whispers sheepishly. Clark jumps at the sound of his son's voice. John? He asks, placing the house back down on the ground. John flinches at his father's touch. It's okay, son. I've got you now. Tears begin flowing from John's eyes. What happened to Mom? He made me watch. Why didn't you do something? Again, Clark is caught off guard. Slow down, son. Who made you watch? That's when he makes himself known. Manchester Black appears, and with a smug look, asks, Hello, mate. Can you believe the filth they allow on the telly these days? Manchester Black! Superman roars. Within less than a second, his eyes are glowing red. He shoots his heat vision with enough power to burn the man alive. But Manchester uses his telekinetic abilities to force the beam to stop and hover less than a foot away from where he stands. He then holds up a cigarette to the twin beams, inhales, and the paper begins to burn. He exhales a small cloud of smoke before admitting, Yeah, mate. Me. Before Superman can attack, Manchester Black forces him back with a telekinetic push that sends Superman flying in the opposite direction, through the house and up the hill near the still burning oak tree. It doesn't take long for Manchester and Superboy to catch up. We always knew I'd find my way back, carrying a torch for you and all that. Superboy comments, My tree, it's still burning. Call it a telepath's visual aid," Manchester says before turning his attention back to Superman. "Gave me head a wobble around space-time for a while. Found me way back to settle the score. But lo and behold, there was a child." He bombards Superman with another psychic blast. "I says to myself, Chester, old man, the dad's a dud. We all know that. But this kid, he's got a chance to be great." Superboy tries to tell Manchester to stop hurting his father. Manchester just holds up a hand to silence him. "Shush, lad. The adults are talking. Now, where were we?" Superman glares back at him, attempting to use his anger to overpower the psychic assault. His nose begins to bleed, and from behind gritted teeth, he orders, "Sick 'em." At that moment, Krypto arrives and bites down on Manchester's arm. With him now distracted, Superman jumps to his feet. "John, get away!" he pleads before jumping on Manchester, pinning him to the ground, and blitzes him with a flurry of punches. "I could kill you!" Suddenly, the viscous blackened ooze begins to seep through the ground. Superman backs up, stepping in front of Jonathan, and Krypto hovers in the air to avoid the tar. Manchester Black stands to his feet. "You always were good for a laugh, Clark. If you were really capable of that, why aren't we having a toast over the corpse of Darkseid, or any of the other bad guys that like to spoil the innocent? See, John, a real hero with your dad's powers would put an end to this hurt and suffering, spare the innocent their pain. But not your glorious Pop. For all his preaching and jazzy new kicks, we both know he's full of fluff. Mark my words, days coming where there will be no place left for his brand of wave and smile. Gentle green cleaners sold to good-intentioned housewives won't cut it. We need steel wool and bleach." "But you stole my powers." "Nah, just juggled some synapses, neurons and such, lad. All you need is the right tweaks, and Uncle Chester can give them back, and so much more. No more mucking about on your dad's schedule. No more accidents. You'll be elite." Manchester rips the skeleton of John's old dog, Goldie, out of the ground as a feat of strength. Then, he uses the blackened sludge to capture Superman. The sludge grows and spreads into the air. It creates a massive tree of dark tendrils, and out of it sits the pods of all of Superman's missing allies. Another showcase of strength. Superman tries to warn Manchester, but the villain disregards it. "Get over yourself, mate. You're just like the rest. Troublemakers." "You see, I was planning the long con, blinding the town, grooming John bit by bit, power by power, to grow him into a better hero than his dad. Until all these meddling know-it-alls forced me hand. I've seen the future, and it's going to need him, not you." Manchester then calls upon their spaceship. Currently, the quantum field around it is quite unstable. It is only thanks to his power that it doesn't implode in on itself and cause a singularity. "You're mad," Superman tells him. "Why not just kill us?" "Nah, then John would have himself a martyr. Read enough comic books to know how that works out. This Superman doesn't work in this day and age. The kids outgrew you. You're a much better example as a living embarrassment. So, we'll just do the old Men in Black Jedi mind trick and you won't remember a thing. The Elite and I will watch over John until he's of age. Matter of fact, how about a new power, John? We'll have your first lesson, he says as he removes a Krug from one of the stasis pods. Ever executed a war criminal before? Manchester chokes the hopeless man and holds him up for Superboy to kill. I die first, he tells him. Superman will... Manchester's eyes turn black as the tar around him. Don't talk to me about him again, boy. It's a mistake. At that moment, Mr. Cobbs and Kathy arrive. They both attempt to use their own psychic abilities to take down Manchester. Mr. Cobbs saying, I knew you were a monster. Leave our children alone. Manchester looks back and spits. You bloody old Judas. As he uses his powers to kill Mr. Cobbs. Grandpa! Kathy calls out as she rushes to his side. I can fix this. I can... But it's too late. As the life fades from him, Mr. Cobbs returns to his true alien form. The last thing he does is apologize to his granddaughter. It seems he's failed her again. In an instant, Kathy shrieks out as her powers go wild. She is successfully able to hold off Manchester for the time being. Superman uses this distraction to free himself from his bindings and flies over to the stasis pods. He then uses his heat vision to shatter the glass, freeing Frankenstein, his wife, Batman, and Robin. No! Manchester cries. What are you doing? What I should have done from the beginning. Batman looks around the area as he gets his bearings. Bad guy in black, he asks Superman. As always. Fine, Manchester points. You've got your Superman friends. I've got my Superboy Elite. Let's have a go. The rest of the alien townspeople arrive by Manchester's side, and Manchester uses his abilities to gather enough of the sludge to coat each of them and Superboy. Welcome to the party, gents. Let's make sure we're all dressed appropriately, eh? When no one responds, Manchester says, Testing, 1, 2, into his lighter. Get out of my head, Superboy orders him. Superman, help! I said, don't say his bloody name, Manchester yells. He hits Superboy with a full force psychic attack. The tears from Superboy's eyes turn to the black tar as he becomes fully possessed. Superman calls out for his son. No one move, Manchester orders. Don't listen to him, John Boy. Listen to me. There's only black. No, I'm not, Superboy whispers. Yes, you are. And so much more. Manchester turns to Superman and asks, didn't Batman have a theory about the son being greater than the father? Well, let's put that hypothesis to the test.